I'm not American, so I'm not really involved in American politics. I do hold some opinions, obviously, being a human being, but my opinions are neither here nor there vis-a-vis American politics. But I did read really recently about Donald Trump, the man, the myth, the legend. Love him or hate him, he has come out to say that if he gets in as president of the United States for the second time, then he would make sure that CBDCs are never a thing in America. And that's a good thing from XRP's point of view. I know that CBDCs are some of the things that XRP sort of is designed to facilitate, right? And in a way, it has been facilitating it in some parts of the world. The notable example, of course, is Palau. But if we're being honest with each other, there is no way in hell that the United States is going to use XRP for a CBDC anyway, right? So if they were to implement a CBDC today, they're not going to use XRP as the CBDC tool, right? They're going to create their own CBDC of their own system. I mean, there's enough expertise in the United States to do that. And they're not going to hand over the wealth of the mightiest country in the world to a blockchain that is run by one business. So what's going to happen, though, is the dollar will persist, but they would implement XRP as cross-border payments facilitator, right? So smaller countries like Palau, like El Salvador, and all those kind of countries, they can go ahead and actually have their CBDCs run on XRP if they want, right? The ones in remote areas and stuff, with a stable coin that's backed by, the dollar or whatever, but running on XRP. But it is incredibly bullish that CBDCs never happen in America. Apart from the fact that it is bad, actually, for the economy, for people, it's bad, actually, for XRP. By the way, I had to go out really, really quickly. I had to pop to the shops and grab something really, really urgently. So the lighting has changed a little bit because this is now a few hours after I actually started recording this video. Anyways, see if I can gather my thoughts again. So the whole premise of this video is actually CBDCs in America, in the United States, would be terrible for XRP because, well, the United States government is never going to use XRP as a CBDC for a country like the United States, the most powerful country in the world's largest economy. There's just no way they're going to do that. They're not going to entrust the entire might of the dollar to one company, especially one that they've been fighting with in court, right? So what we're going to get is, if CBDCs ever happened, a copy of XRP or some kind of system that they put together by themselves, controlled completely by the US government, perfectly centralized, with the ability to control absolutely every single thing that the citizens do. They can claw back money from you. They can basically take money from your account at will. They can turn things off. They can dial, what credits you can and can't have. They can tell you what you can and can't buy. Each item in the supermarket is going to have a code, and it's going to say who can buy this, who can't. They're going to tear you up in little categories. So this person can buy this, that person can't buy that. This person has been a bad boy, so they're not going to be able to buy ice cream today or something like that. They can put you in financial prisons, time-related, geographically related stuff. They can make sure that you can spend money in some states and not others. They can draw borders around the books that you can buy online. It's just the whole control can get absolutely insane. And of course, the United States people, being known for who they are not going to stand for that, right? Americans, on average, are very rebellious, actually, and they will stand up for their rights. So it's in everyone's interest for CBDCs actually not to happen in America, even though people think that that's bullish for XRP. It isn't. That would completely kill XRP, actually, in the United States. So what we're going to have, or what we can hope to have, is have all these other sort of very small countries out in the middle of nowhere, like Palau, those island countries in the Pacific. They might benefit from a national currency that's sitting on top of the XRP ledger, as demonstrated by Palau, for instance, okay? So back to Trump. Trump has made a kind of indirect promise that if he were to, or at least a campaign talking point, that if he were to be elected back into the United States presidency, that he would ensure that CBDCs don't happen, at least under his own watch. But Even him, he's got a term limit, and after him comes somebody else. So even if he was able to be successful in doing that, the dream is only deferred till the next president, right? So the next person comes in and they just roll back everything else that he's done or said and do their own thing. So even the presidency can only deter this inevitability by a few years or so, right? And who knows? By that time, everyone would have come around, even the most conservative people, the most sort of traditional people, the most anti-control people may have come around and said, you know what, let's just have the CBDCs. China's got one, and China's economy is now the largest in the world and projected into the future, of course. You know, all of Europe has basically definitely jumped at it. I know in the UK that they're planning one for sure. And the way the UK government is going, they're probably 90% of the way there already. It's just a flip the switch moment that we're waiting for. Again, the UK government is never going to use XRP as the base of their currency. The pound is just too strong and important in the world trade arena, too historically important as well. Even when the UK joined the EU, they didn't relinquish the pound, if you think about it. So how are they going to relinquish their pound now to some guy in America? Not happening. So when we think about CBDCs, I know a lot of people worry, the global control, No. CBDCs, from the XRP ledger's point of view, is to do with smaller countries, actual solutions to nations out where the infrastructure isn't attainable for them to do their own thing, right? Or the economy is small enough to be able to wrap around the XRP ledger, so to say. Anyway, no financial advice, not political advice. Do your own research, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.